Hey, Obsidian People. Today's Creative Corner is Vivienne Williams, better known as Yoga Bliss Dance on YouTube. She's an incredible spiritual coach, and I hope you enjoy. Hi, Vivienne. How are you?
I am doing great. Kayana, it's great to be here.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
so excited about this interview. And I really want everyone to know who you are. You're an awesome spiritual coach. You're just an
Oh,
awesome
thank
person.
you.
I love every last one of your videos.
Thank you so much.
You actually started me on my journey. I was looking into chakras, uh,
Yeah.
and I think it was
How
Bahati
was it?
Life. Bahati Life. I was watching her first. She was the very first person, and she was
Mhm.
talking about chakras, and I didn't know anything about it. So I
Wow.
YouTubed it, and you were the first YouTube that came
Wow.
up, and I
How
started
many years ago was that?
maybe
About
three,
three. Yeah.
about three
Yeah.
years ago. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. Yeah, you're
Wow.
awesome. So
Fantastic.
tell the audience, tell the audience about what you do.
Well, I do a couple of things. Like currently, actually, I just finished a chakra course, writing it. Oh my God, it's so it's a lot of work. If you want to try to make a course, I think it's a great idea now for any entrepreneurs out there. Because everybody's online, right?
Yeah.
But it is a lot of work to create. It's basically you're writing a book, is what it is. So I made a course. The original title was Chakras for Challenging Times.
Mm.
And actually, a friend came up with that, but I think I'm going to change it because I feel like it's more like chakras for manifestation because that's what it's really about.
Yeah.
So we go through each chakra. We start with mindfulness, and then I just take them through every chakra, giving like different practices, giving like a bunch of different things, whether it's journaling, whether it's meditation. So that I just finished that, and that's doing really well. And I also started a money mastermind,
Yes.
which is, well, that's a whole conversation, and I do want you to jump in if I go off tangent or if you have a question. But that I have 6 or 7 women in there, and it's such a diverse group. Like they're from, one woman's from England and works in academia, and then I have one woman. I'd love to tell you what she does, but I don't have her permission. But really interesting, like two are yoga teachers, super, just
It's all
from
over.
all over. Yeah,
Yeah.
one woman's in Chicago, one's in LA, one I think one's in Atlanta, and we're just basically doing law of attraction, but with money. We're
Yes.
really just talking about money and getting our mindset right. And
Yes.
yeah, this is my latest. I'm just really excited about it because, let's be honest, I think especially for women of color, unless you come from a well-to-do family, which some of us do, but my family, they were working class and they fought constantly about money.
Yeah.
Constantly about money. So I realized I definitely, because, I have a master's degree, yet I was under earning.
Yes.
So that's what kind of moved me in that direction. And I can say more if you want to, but I just wanted to give you an overview. So that course meets live and they're loving it. Like we're having such a beautiful time. The last session we helped one woman, and I usually say, the goddesses, she was conflicted about maybe leaving a job that is making her sick.
Oh,
That's making her physically sick, but it's a full-time job. It has benefits, right? Of course, she
yes.
needs the benefits because she gets sick. So,
Yes.
and I see that all the time. I see
Yeah.
that all the time.
Yeah, that's one thing that in our community that they don't really talk about is
Mm,
the money issue. And it goes
I know.
deeper than learning about your finances.
Yeah.
Um, it's manifestation, it's learning how to use it.
Hmm.
And I think, was it maybe 2 weeks ago, you had a live that we talked about that. And yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like, with money, for
Hmm.
me, it's like it's a flow. It flows in, it flows out. And
Right.
it's
Right.
something that you shouldn't hold too tightly or
Yes.
give too freely.
Exactly. And where is that balance? Yes, exactly. But, real quick, I touched on and there's a lot of religious um, baggage that we've been given. I think women especially get a certain amount of, you're not supposed to be super successful or super driven. That comes with some stereotypes. And then I just from religion for all of us boys and girls growing up, it's we all know that the rich man, the eye of the needle, the camel. My dad used to quote it, so
Yes.
I think I blocked it out of my head because he could quote you front back where it came from, in scripture, but they fought about money all the time
Yeah.
because if you think it's a bad thing, you're not going to allow yourself to have it.
Have it. Yep.
So.
Yeah, and I love that you have these courses, and I'm definitely going to take one of your courses coming up soon. Um,
I would love to see you in because I mean your publication, you're really like blossoming since the beginning when you first reached out to me and you popped up in the community. You've taken action,
yeah,
which is the other thing that I see for a lot of us. It's a lot of planning and I'm gonna and I will. Oh, when my kids are a little older, oh, well, when my husband gets this other job, it's always in the future.
yes, and I just
Big.
talking to
Mhm.
you and
Mhm.
listening to what you have, I just like, you know what, I'm jumping.
Seriously? Wow.
And I
Hey,
just
sometimes I don't know the influence I have on people because again, it's me making videos, so I don't see
yes,
coming in. So wow, I really was part of you like starting. I
yes,
think I do remember talking to you about this and
yeah,
saying, and you
yeah.
were kind of like, well, when you said you had 4 kids, I was like, well, maybe she's got a good excuse, because children.
My kids are good. They're old enough to do
Oh,
for
they are, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So yeah,
you
that's
know.
no big deal.
Yeah, and you're doing it, so it's proof that it's possible,
Yes.
right? You're proving it. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. That's
and
fantastic.
I don't know if anyone knows about how you got started. Let say
Oh,
how you got
how
started.
I began in terms of, and I'm sorry, but because I could go way back, do you mean in terms of spirituality
Yes,
or
your
just career?
spirituality, your spiritual
Okay.
journey. Where did
Well,
it start?
I will jump to, I was a college professor. I was an art professor, which is also how we bonded about that with your dad being an artist. So I was so proud of getting that job. Basically, if you're a tenured professor, which I actually got tenure, and many of your viewers may know, or they may not know, academia is very, very tough, especially for minorities, and especially I think women do even worse. We're underrepresented, but when we're in academia, we often leave.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, it's just too. It was brutal. So I'll get to the spirituality, but what happened is I was bullied by 3 men, um, and actually one woman too was part of the little gang, the cabal. I just want to use that word cabal. Sometimes
There's
I
always
like
a
a word on
gang.
you.
There's always a gang.
Yeah, no, there's a gang, because there's structure to this, and so I go in there as a black woman, and they had abused a white female before me. So it wasn't even, it was not personal, and I just want your listeners to know. Often it is not. Don't think it is personal. What I mean by that is, some people have, whether you call it an archetype or they're damaged. I'm
Yeah.
really going to call it that. And like I said, this woman, very different than me, but in the same department, they abused her. She left. She left. I literally, Kayana, found out as I was about to walk into the interview for the job as a professor, another candidate was there from the college. And he said to me, "Oh, you've heard about the department, right?" I was like,
Oh, wow.
"Excuse me?" I'm literally about to go in because the woman's like, "You wait here. Well, we'll come for you in a few minutes." So I said to him, "What?" I have like 3 minutes. And he told me, he said, white guy, he said, well, there's been some issues in the department, with just interpersonal conflict. And I literally said to myself, okay, he's trying to psych me out. I did. I said, okay, put your blinders on and go in. Because I said, this is weird. He's maybe just trying to mess with my mind. I'm literally about to walk into interview, and he's there as well.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't lying. So, anyway, I left academia diagnosed with PTSD.
Wow.
Yeah, and I even said to the therapist who gave me that diagnosis, I said, well, oh, come on. I don't have PTSD. I said, I didn't go to Iraq. So even in therapy, I was funny. And she goes, no, no, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be wartime. Because I was like, I don't know. I don't think you should use that label. I don't think that's right. And she's like, no, no, no. You have symptoms of it. It was very hard for me to even think about another job, Kayana, because I was so terrified of getting into that again, that
Yeah.
abusive situation. So I was like basically unemployed. It was a nightmare. So I eventually went back to what I love, which is I was already a certified yoga teacher.
Oh,
And
okay.
I knew I loved that, right? And I loved meditation. I loved all of that. But my family, and so a lot of your viewers, they might relate to this. My family and my upbringing was just like, well, what are you doing? And my sisters one day came into, my mom had passed away, and it was after 9/11. So this is a while back, but they said to me, why can't you get a good job? Why don't you make more money? You have a master's degree. I was the first one to go to college in my family. So they're like, what, you need the yoga stuff. You're not making much money. So focus on the money.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. That's what I did.
Yeah.
So I went back into teaching yoga and meditation after leaving academia. So it's a very unorthodox, path.
Well, that's most paths.
Well, most people, a tenured position means you have a job for life.
Yes.
So that it's rare to walk away from tenure.
Yeah.
I think when a lot of women leave academia, they might leave before tenure because the tenure battle can really break people. Tenure, for those who don't know, basically the group that exists, a committee gets to judge you. And so these men that were bullying me were also the ones who would have to approve me.
Oh,
So
wow.
you're in a very subjugated position. And my boyfriend at the time thinks the way a lot of men think. He's like, just go to HR. And I said, well, sweetie, if I go to HR,
Yeah. It's gonna be
HR,
worse.
they're going to go talk to these people who have to approve my continued work. So, and yeah, yeah, it got real ugly. Got ugly, very, yeah.
Well, I am so happy that you decided to go and do what you love because you're
Yeah.
helping so many women. You are helping so many women
Wow.
with your
Thank you
classes
so much.
and your YouTube. I'm a testament to that. You have helped me. I post your videos on my Facebook. Um,
Oh, thank you, sweetie. Yeah, because I get, from off of YouTube as well. Like it'll show me like some people are coming in from different places. Did you start a group? Do you have a Facebook group?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I have a group and I have a page.
Mhm.
I just started that.
And
Um,
that's two different things. They function differently. We can
yeah,
talk about that. I'd love to talk to you about that. But you have a group, which is really nice,
yes,
because you can nurture your community.
and that's the thing. I'm trying to get
Mhm.
people to be open up and talk. Let's talk about these.
That's a challenge. That's a
Yeah,
challenge because, real quick, people join like 20 Facebook groups. And who has time? Nobody has time. No, but they'll join, because they love you, they love your energy. They're like, okay, but they don't, it's hard. That's nothing to do with you. It's very hard to engage people.
yeah, and that's what I'm working on now. But
Well, that's
um,
wonderful.
yeah,
How many people do you have, if you want to share?
I have 117.
That's really good because when a group is smaller, they're usually more engaged.
Yes, so
When you get to 20,000, you'll be like, you
who are
know,
these people? Who are
yeah,
these
you don't know these people. They'll just be gathering for whatever reason, but
people?
so
Yeah,
that's really good.
But yeah, you've helped me, and I just wanted to make sure that I told you that face to face and
Yeah,
share.
thank
I'm so
you.
happy you reached out to me because I swear I literally looked at your name and said, I really want to do a creative corner with her. I
Oh,
really
you
want to do this
did.
with her.
Okay, well, see, that's the intuition. And I mean, we can, tell me what you want to talk more about, but that is the intuition because suddenly I was like, wait a minute. I think I want to be on that. And you were, but we hadn't spoken,
Yeah,
at that point. So it's like something hit me on the head. I'm like, oh, and I'm very intuitive. I started off just doing card readings,
yeah,
and that's also to your viewers is you can evolve. For some reason, that's what I felt safe. Like, oh, I'll do tarot readings, but it wasn't really me. I do it for myself and friends. But I'm not trying to be a professional tarot reader. I feel like, I feel there's bigger help that I can do.
yes,
And no shade to tarot readers, some are very good, but to me, and I think this is a key thing I do want to share. I feel like a tarot reader tells you what's going to come up, like, oh, this is what I see, and I actually disagree with that because I feel like my reading would be, what do you want to create?
yes,
Okay, very different. And then the reading is, this is what you need to do to get from
yes,
here to there. Yeah. So I had like a philosophical issue with the way people expected tarot because I thought it made women powerless.
yes,
Oh, I see, some stress for you at family. And I don't want to tell them that and then not give them any
help.
how to deal with it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So I just stopped. I was not, I was getting more and more viewers, but I wasn't happy.
yes.
So again, that's when I pivoted my channel. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm
Mhm.
so happy you did because I watched it either or. It didn't matter as long as I
Oh,
saw.
I have folks from yeah,
Yeah, so
back in the day. I
yeah, it's
do.
like I've gone back and watched things and I'm like, oh, I haven't watched this one. I'll go back and watch it.
Oh yeah, no,
Or
that's really good. That is really good because things get buried.
oh
If you're busy for 2 weeks, you might miss something really wonderful. I definitely go back into channels
yeah,
and like, oh, if it's the right mood that I want, like I love Bahati Life,
yes,
but I don't watch every single video,
yes,
but I'll go back.
yes, and that's pretty much what I
Mhm.
do. I think you're the only one, and then there's a couple other
Who else
people.
do you like? Yeah, I'm curious. Who else do you watch?
I watch Roseology. Rosal, she's a tarot reader, but an astrologer. Um,
Rose Algae?
yes, Roseology.
Oh, wait a minute. Yes, yes. Her channel shows up with mine. This is the see.
And I think
I just discovered her. Yes.
I like her energy. She's very quiet. She's very
Yeah.
direct,
And
and
she's sophisticated. I
yes,
mean, she's not like, I don't know. I think like I said, some readers like to scare people
yes,
and they want to feel powerful.
yes,
So, ladies and gents out there, just be careful. Don't give your power away in that way. It's subtle, but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't
And
have
keep
that
her
vibe.
mind going. Yeah,
Yeah, she has a really good vibe. I liked her. I just discovered her 3 days ago. Because I just couldn't hear how, because it's like Roseology, and it's like, I thought you were saying Rose, and then her last name was, it's like, no. Yeah,
Roseology.
no,
Yeah,
she's really cool. Yeah, her channel shows up with mine. Bahati Life shows up with mine. And you know who's also really wonderful is, I'm going to block her name now. She's very similar to me. Oh gosh, she's from Guyana. I'll think of her name. She just has a very positive vibe. She's really energetic.
oh yeah.
um,
And I love people like that.
Abiola
Oh yes,
Abram.
yes, yes. I follow her too. I follow her
Yeah.
too.
See?
Yep,
Yeah.
I follow her too, and she is very upbeat,
She's
very
very upbeat.
yeah. I love her energy, and
Mhm.
there's a guy, Ralph,
Oh,
Ralph.
I moved away from Ralph, and feel free to cut this out, but if you want, I moved away from Ralph because if you watch him carefully, he's very smart. The man is brilliant. I think he's up to probably 2 million. I mean, he's way up there in subscribers. Last I watched him, I'd say he was at like 1.4 million, I believe.
Wow.
So he's brilliant, but as a YouTuber, I also can see what he does, and I feel he gets a little too conspiracy theory for me, Kayana. I wasn't vibing with it because, just like I said with the tarot readers, some of them, you can manipulate the algorithm, and this is very important to talk about right now, given our whole political climate, okay? Because I can get on a soapbox about this, but what I mean by that is he knows how to basically clickbait the title of his video and the thumbnail, and you're like, oh my God, what secret? He's going to share a
Yes.
secret,
Yes.
right? And he's brilliant. That's why he has, I would say, close to 2 million. Like I said, I actually unsubscribed because I found him a little, not just a little, I found him manipulative, and sometimes I'd leave not feeling uplifted, but feeling like a little paranoid,
Yes.
a little bit worried, oh, what are they going to do to me? I would just rather get news straight up rather than his commentary of what secret, again, cabal is trying to do what.
Yeah, and it's like
Hmm.
I like him,
Hmm.
but I can only take him with a grain of salt.
Okay, and I think that's how a lot of people are taking him now. I do, because
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
okay, Ralph,
At
I'll
first
go,
it's
I'll
like,
go this
oh,
way.
I really like this, and then it comes along, I'm like, I'm gonna skip across that one. I'm gonna skip
Yeah.
that one too.
Yeah, he can get really far out sometimes, and like I said, just conspiracy theory stuff that I'm not always with down with on. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm still exploring different
Hmm.
YouTubers, and I like the smaller communities because I want to talk to people and just
Oh,
get,
okay.
build a relationship. Because when you get to 2 and 3 million, you're not building a relationship
Oh
with
no, no,
people.
no, he can't. No, no, he's yeah. But it's wonderful for him because if any of your viewers want to become YouTubers, but at that at that level, he's making like a livable wage.
Oh my God,
He's probably pulling in. It'd be really hard to guess, but he's probably pulling in like 5, 6 thousand a month, maybe a little more.
that's a lot.
I think so. There's something called Social Blade, and this is just me getting geeky about YouTube. It's called Social Blade, and it tells you estimates of what YouTubers are making. The problem is it's actually often way off
Wow.
because they'll just try to figure out by the number of viewers, but each channel, Kiana, is very different. Like a tech channel makes more
Yes.
typically than like my channel, right? Meditation channel, different topics just make more money. So yeah, so it could show a huge estimate for him, which may or may not be true. But anyway, bring me back on track, girl. What do you want me to talk about? Because I can talk about YouTube, and
I love
I'm
it.
actually also training people if they're healers. I'm not going to work with a plumber. Not nothing against plumbers, but if somebody's a healer or something like that, I will work with them about starting a YouTube channel and getting it successful.
Yeah, and because you've done a great job with yours, and it's so
That's,
sophisticated and smooth, and I love it. Um,
thank you.
yeah, so
Yeah, Abiola and I were saying we're very similar, and there are definitely channels that are bigger, but we're like, well, we don't necessarily appeal to everyone. You know what I mean? Because like I won't do really bad gossip. I just don't do
oh yeah,
certain things. Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of channels that I
Yeah.
no longer they come up on they just come on your
Mhm.
feed.
Right, right.
You click it and it's like gossip, and I'm like, oh, I do not want to hear. There's enough things going on in the world. I don't want to listen about.
Enough actual factual things going on that you don't need to be in everybody's business. Right. No, exactly. And you have kids, you've got a husband, you have a business. We really don't want to, I think I do want to share that we do want to look at how we're spending our time. You don't want to waste your time because you can't get your time back,
Yes, and
you
once you
know.
expel that energy, it's
Yeah.
gone.
And it's a negative energy. Like for real quick, I was interested in this, a while now, but Wendy Williams was the most like, and then I started following her own thing with her marriage, which is not me, but I was fascinated by her because she's such a gossip, and
Yes,
and people were saying it's like it came back to bite her,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
And so I got sucked in, but I was actually wishing her well. I wanted to see how she was
yeah.
doing, but then I even said, you know what? I don't care. We're too busy. There's
I don't
so
care.
many things to do, and you could be volunteering to help, kids, and support children who need to learn how to read or learn English or instead of
Something.
watching, yeah, something valuable.
Yeah, and
So
that's
I'm very strict with that.
yeah,
I'm very
it's
strict with
not
that.
valuable, and
Mhm.
I had to skim through Facebook and get rid of things, and Instagram and get rid of
Mhm.
things, and
Did you really?
yeah,
You cleaned up a little bit?
yeah. I clean up, and if I see something I don't like, and I don't like, it doesn't resonate with me, I just delete, delete, delete.
Wow. I
People,
think that's really
I
good.
yeah, I can't. There's I'm focused on so many other things,
Right,
um,
right.
and I want to try to keep myself as open as possible and to the
Mm-hmm.
good things and not the negative things. So
Right. I mean, it should uplift you. You don't want to feel worse after. I mean, unless, of course, I think we still need like factual information. We want to have some sense of what's going on. But I have friends who are completely, the whole COVID thing has just like swallowed them up. They're just lost in a lot of fear,
yes,
beyond any normal,
yeah,
So
yeah,
you have to moderate how much of the stuff you're going to let in
yeah, because
for your own.
it wears on your mind.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. In, spiritual teachings, it's said that we eat everything, we should think of it as food. So we understand like taking in physical food, oh, I ate that, that was too rich, it kind of made my stomach upset. But visual things like too much violence, um, that affects you're visually eating that and your body has to digest it. Think of all these, especially young boys who they are playing really violent video games and then they start to drift a certain direction.
yeah,
So everything, even what you listen to, it does affect you, you
yeah,
know?
it
Yeah.
does.
So a lot of people, yeah, it just does. But again, in the US, a lot of it comes down to money. So I don't see, certain things you're not going to see change because if it makes money, it's going to stay, you
Yeah,
know. So,
exactly. So
yeah.
that's how that goes. Well,
Yeah.
tell everyone again about your classes and how they can reach you.
About my classes, right now everything is online, of course, given COVID. And I want to say I love online for a couple of reasons. I do have a fantasy of the laptop lifestyle. I'm not going to lie. I have a friend. I'm so jealous. She knows I'm jealous. So this friend is in Hawaii. The pictures she's sending in real time look like stock photos, like for your website. Palm trees, just and the blue and the water and sky. And she said to me, she said, you can do it. Just she took 2 COVID tests and got herself to Hawaii and she's just Airbnbing it.
Wow.
I know. Well, because you work online. So my main programs, as I said, I have the chakra course, which I want to say is more like emotional healing. Ladies, I feel like that's what it is, and spiritual growth. Because I think for women, that's really linked together. So spiritual growth as well as emotional healing, because each chakra, as you know, houses different things, like the
Yeah.
heart chakra, if we've had difficult relationships or, you know, abusive. Our loss of power is the third chakra, which I definitely had. I had digestive problems. So there's definitely the course, and that's my website is intheflowofmagic.com. And I'm sure we can put a link below.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, intheflowofmagic.com. So that has one name. The YouTube channel is Yoga Bliss Dance. Um, which is actually becoming a brand name because I can see that people search for Yoga Bliss
Yeah.
Dance because I was going to change the name, Kayana, and I was like,
No, do
can't
not.
change. I can't change the name because
No.
it'll show Yoga Bliss Dance Meditation. I'm like, oh darn it. Okay, it's already branded. Anyway, so I think I'll just leave it. But so they can just there's a lot of free content as you've said on there that is really high quality. I try to like share with people truthfully and not just clickbait them and not just kind of give them stuff that's not either not right for them or I just try to guide properly. And so yeah, in the money course, which I call 4M because it's money mindset magic. I came up with that. Money mindset magic, a mastermind. And that was really a spiritual download. So if they're interested in that, they can go to moneymindsetmagic.com.
Oh,
And I'm going to enroll women every month So as I said, I have either 6 or 7 women. I think one woman missed. So there's 7 enrolled, and I will allow new enrollees, I think, at the beginning of every month. So folks can reach out to me.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
Thank you
right.
so
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
Hmm.